Leave it up to me while I be living proof. Life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough. Leave it up to me while I be living proof. Life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough. Alright, so what's going on, y'all? It's your boy DD back at it with another one, man. While modern women are giving up on their type. Well, before we get right into this, I would say that maybe their type is the type that not commit to their dumb ass. And to pump, dump, repeat the cycle. How many chats you got to go through to realize that, like, look, they're not going to commit to you. And that maybe that strategy doesn't work. Let's get right into it.
I want to talk about a woman that I knew when I was in school. So this woman was somebody that I was a transfer. So I went to one school and then I transferred to another school to play volleyball. And this woman had a particular type. And everyone knew on the team what her type was, because anytime she would go on a date with a guy, talk to a guy, have a boyfriend, he would always look a certain way. Now, around my senior year, she dated a guy that looked nothing like the men that she dated in the past. Had a completely different look. So they were dating. He was nice enough. I met him a couple times. And one of the most red-pilling moments was I was at it's like a day party, Darties. I don't know. If you guys have been to school, you already know. Where everyone during the day, they go out, have drinks, and I think it was homecoming or something like that. Now,
So wait. Are we talking about high school or are we talking about college? Only Darty I had in college was only Darties that were really was like St. Patty's Day and shit. But yeah, my bad.
Woman ends up cheating on her boyfriend with one of her ex-boyfriends at that party. And
wait. Let's run that right back.
Now, this woman ends up cheating on her boyfriend with one of her ex-boyfriends at that party. And
okay, so she ended up cheating on the guy that she gave a chance that wasn't initially, her type, different than what Pearl was seeing, the type of guy she was dating, and then she ended up cheating on that guy for the ones that is her. See, look, that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, look, if a girl doesn't just like you just off rip, like you don't have to bring nothing to the table. If she just doesn't like you, okay, obviously over time, yes, things will probably develop and you happen to, bring things to the table, of course, if it like becomes a serious relationship, obviously. But I'm saying initially, if you have to do a lot, bro, and if it's hard, she don't really like you like that, fam. And let's be real, guys. Most girls that you probably encounter are gonna fall into that category where they really don't like you like that. There's only gonna be a select few girls that really like you like that. That's the kind of fucked up part. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're like, I don't know, unless you're a fucking demigod, because that's the standards these girls want nowadays, then ultimately they're not gonna have that ultimate genuine attraction for you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to be like jumping through hoops and maybe Jester Mac. I don't fucking know, but all I know is they don't fuck. Most girls ain't gonna fuck with you like that.
Dating a man that she wasn't really attracted to. However, many women have the issue that their type doesn't stay for long-term commitment. So I wanted to go through a couple TikToks where women kind of talk about this dilemma, or I wanted to show a TikTok, because a lot of times you guys say, Pearl, you're just making this stuff up. So she says, having to say goodbye to my type because I'm trying to...
Isn't that the beautiful thing about nowadays, though? Look, at the end of the day, a lot of these women telling themselves they want attention so bad that they end up telling on them themselves. And honestly, it's not like they really give a fuck. Like they don't really care. They understand what they're doing. But like, I'm just saying, like, it's free game.
Married. So what does this mean? As you know, women, we are hypergamous. So, and dating app data shows this. There's two data points that you can...
All right, trade up. Women prefer to pair up with a man with better genetics, income, or social status. So... wow, men are just swept under the rug. So what you're telling me is men always have to date down. That's essentially what this is saying. We get the best. You get the scraps. You don't get better than you. You as a man, no, you can't have better than you. Only we can have better than us. Oh shit. So let's see. Let's look at this. Let's take a big let's take a look at this graph, okay? We got 10 as the alpha. Holy fuck, this is wow. This honestly sucks seeing this, bro, because it just pretty much demonstrates how cooked most of us are, bro. And yes, I'm in the cook category as well. I'm in the cook category. So let's see. 10 alpha, 9, 8. So 1, 2, 3. So 10, 9, 8. So if you're less than an 8, you're okay. Wait. Okay, never mind. I'm reading that wrong. So wait, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So yeah, you see how it's kind of, fading out. Wow, I'm over spitting shit. See how it's kind of fading out. So at 6, you are starting at 6, which is kind of like where I put myself at. I'm like a 6. You are an invisible man. Maybe a 5, 6. 5 or 6 is where I'm at. And so pretty much 6 and below, you're invisible. Unbelievable.
Find that we date a small percentage of men, and that we on some level are designed to share men. One is that we have more than twice as many female ancestors as we have male ancestors. I want to say 3,000 years ago, it was 8 women to 1 man. The second data point is dating apps. It shows we only swipe right between 5 to 20% of the time. If you want to be super generous, we can give 30%. But in general, that's the number one way people are meeting in 2024. A lot of people will say that dating apps aren't real life, and I do agree with that. But if we're going to look at marriage results today, according to jewelers and people that are selling engagement rings, apparently Hinge is the number one app that people are getting married on. And even on Hinge, we're sharing men. Essentially what you get, the men that get all the women, so these are like 8s, 9s, and 10s, these are the rest. So these are the men that are invisible to women. These are the men that tend to get relationships, but they don't get hookups, or they're not selected for hookups. And then the top men are the ones that are hooking up with everybody, right? This makes a lot of people uncomfortable, but you can go on TikTok and find women confirming this. And like a lot of women, they just use TikTok as their diary. So you can go on TikTok and literally find women confirming this. Or you can take dating app data. Or the third data point is that there are twice as many women in relationships as men. So either option A, women are dating significantly older, under 30. A third of men are virgins or haven't had sex in the past year. And there are twice as many women in relationships as men. So that tells us either women are dating significantly older. That's a possibility. But to me, what would be more likely is that women are sharing men, because we've always done that throughout all of history. And it would be rational to me to think that we would do that today. Now, a lot of times conservatives, we look at the 1950s as this golden era, or the 1920s. And I think this is, and I've done this before, but I think this is a common trope where we romanticize the past. And we think that there was some golden era or golden age where...
Man, it's been fucked up the whole fucking time, bro. And if anyone else won't say it, I'll say it. It's been fucked up the whole time. Shall we continue?
It's just so amazing to be alive. The way that I view it is that each generation has a different set of problems. So instead of going into World War I or World War II, our generation just has a hard time with relationships. And what we found out is the last 100 years, women have fought very, very hard to not have to be with men they are not attracted to. To me, this is what feminism is at its core. Because when you look at feminist writings...
And honestly, I don't, they have all power to do that. Like, that's not an issue at all. Like, how would you feel if you were forced to be with a girl that you weren't attracted to? You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's a W, so I can't get mad at that.
generally what they're fighting for is reproductive freedom on some level. Margaret Sanger, most of her writings are about getting on the pill, access to abortion. So what is abortion on a root level? It's women saying, I do not want to reproduce with men that I do not deem fit. Then we got no fault divorce. And what is that saying? What are women saying in that?
You know, and it's like, I don't mean to be like the doom and gloom guy, guys. I just want to make sure. I just want to make that clearer. I'm just, obviously, if you watched any of my other videos or just kind of get an understanding of my personality and just the way I think, I'm definitely a realist. But essentially, when girls obviously don't, you know, you're not able to make anything happen with them, pretty much what they're saying, you know, on a deeper level, there could be other things like your personality and just the way you approach your game, all that stuff. But ultimately, what they're really saying is, because you can, if they're really, really attracted to you, you could mess up a lot and you could still get the clam. You know what I'm saying? But what they're really saying is like, you ain't good enough, champ. You're not good enough. So that's what they're really saying. And just the way nature works and stuff, they're the ones that get to choose. In the day, you may be completely capable. You may be absolutely good enough. You may be just a stud. But if they don't see you that way, then you're not. If you're not good enough in their eyes, then it's not going to happen. You're not going to have a chance. So I said all that to say that. I do not want to stay
with a man that I am not attracted to or that I do not like. And that's unfortunately, fine. What we found out in the last 100 years is that when we are given the freedom to do anything we want, most women do not like most men that much. And people kind of get on me for saying this, but every data point is going to tell you that that is true. You gave 100%. Women the freedom to do anything, and they are more likely to pick sex work in their youth than they are marriage. What does that tell you? Okay, so this isn't a happy truth. This isn't because a lot of times when I talk, people think I'm applying morality onto it, that it's good or bad. I am simply analyzing what's going on. So
well, I'll put morality on it. If you look, let's just say this. If I ever was lucky enough to, you know, have someone actually choose me to actually, you know, bear my kids, and that kid ended up being a daughter. I'm being such a fool. This is satire, but and that kid ended up being a daughter, right? And she did sex work. She wouldn't be my daughter no more. Think I'm playing. Especially if I raised her right, and if I was in her life, you know, if I was in her life or whatnot, or you know how like, you know, divorces happen and you can't even really see your fucking kid like that much. And if I wasn't in their life that much, then all right, then I'm like, yeah, she didn't have her dad in her life. Fuck, her mom fucked that up. But if I was in her life and she does sex work, she is not my daughter no more, and I put that on my soul.
When yesterday we had a debate on the channel, and we had a content creator and a woman come on, and one of the things they spoke about was that many pickup artists and PUAs have a 3-date rule, where if a woman does not sleep with a man on a 3-date rule, the men are instructed to move on. I've heard Myron say this. Now, why is that? Before we judge it and we say that is a terrible thing, degeneracy, men...
Not really, though, because at the end of the day, if it takes 3 dates, bro, let's be real, bro. The same girl that it takes 3 dates for a certain type of guy is the same girl that will drop it like it's hot for that other type of guy in 30 fucking minutes. We'll be back at his crib in 30 minutes. Or her crib, whatever. So, I'll make her wait. Like that, it's a bullshit, bro. I don't believe it.
Our problem.
She's not that into you if it don't happen.
What men don't want to be is in a position where their wife is not attracted to them. So some men see the easiest solution to be, she has this amount of time to sleep with me, or I am going to assume that she's not attracted to me.
Right.
I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm saying that is a solution that many men have come up with. So I wanted to read an article by Rollo Tomasi talking about genuine desire. And I want to talk about what that is. So this is called the desire dynamic. It's on therationalmale.com. You cannot negotiate desire. This is a very simple principle that most men and the vast majority of women are willfully ignorant of. One of the most common personal problems I've been asked for advice on the last 10 years is some variation of, how do I get her back? Usually this breaks down into men seeking some sort of methodology to return his relationship to an earlier state where a previously passionate woman couldn't keep her hands off of him. 6 months into a comfortable familiarity and the thrill is gone. But in truth, it's the genuine desire that is gone. It's often at this stage that a man will resort to negotiation. Sometimes this can be as subtle as him progressively doing things for her in hopes that she'll reciprocate with the same sexual fervor that they used to have. So this is where you see women like Katy Perry on that podcast saying that her husband has to do chores in order to get her to have sex with him. She is not actually attracted to him, and so he has to negotiate the attraction. Other times, a married couple may go to counseling to resolve their issues and negotiate terms for her sexual compliance. He'll promise to do the dishes and a load of laundry more in exchange for her feigned sexual interest in him. Yet, no matter what terms are offered, no matter how great an external effort he makes, so deserving of reward, the genuine desire is not there for her. In fact, she feels worse for not having the desire after such efforts were made for her compliance. Negotiated desire only ever leads to obligated compliance. This is why her post-negotiation sexual response is so often lackluster and the source of even further frustration on his part. She may be more sexually available to him, but the half-hearted experience is never the same when they first met and there was no negotiation, just spontaneous desire for each other. From a male perspective, and particularly that of an uninitiated beta male, negotiation of desire seems like a rational solution to the problem. Men tend to innately rely on deductive reasoning, otherwise known as an if-then logic stream.
Yeah, and that's the thing, bro. You can't... Women and logic should never be in the same sentence, ever. With dealing with women, all logic is out the fucking window. Seriously. So, like, guys, quit being so damn logical, bro. Like, you know damn well they're not on that type of time, bro. It's just emotions. She ain't feeling it no more, dog. She ain't feeling it. End of the day, most of these girls is for the streets anyways. And another thing I just want to let you guys know. She's not yours. It's just your turn. As cliche as that sounds, but it's really true, bro.
The code is something like this. I need sex, plus women have the sex I want, plus query women ask women about their conditions for sex, plus meet their prerequisites for sex equals the sex I want. So this is also when men try to qualify to women for their lists. They're essentially, even though women will sleep with broke musicians, personal trainers, men that don't have anything together, right? Okay, so make it make sense. It's simple economics, but built on a foundation that relies on a woman's accurate self-evaluations. The genuine desire they used to experience at the onset of their relationship was predicted upon a completely unknown set of variables. Overtly communicating a desire for reciprocal desire creates obligation and sometimes even ultimatums. Genuine desire is something a person can come to or be led to on their own volition. You can force a woman by threat to comply with behaving in a desired manner, but you cannot make her want initially have genuine desire for her husband, but they stuck it out.
Yo, Storm, can you please be quiet? Lay down.
And now they've been happily married for years. So let me.
When I first met him, I won't tell you how he was dressed or anything because I don't want to embarrass him, but I was not attracted physically to him. But there weren't those butterflies.
And that is the biggest red flag, bro. Never ever get with a girl when And if you're like Travis Hunter, if you ever hear your girl talking and saying this shit, you overhear it on the phone, all that stuff, just cut it off, bro. It's chopped cheese, bro, because it was chopped cheese from the start.
Things that I thought should be there with a man that I was supposedly in love with. And he said to me, how would you like to be Mrs. Alexander? And I said, sure. That was it. No ring, no going on his knee, no, nothing, And so, and I wasn't that excited though. And we argued a lot about everything. We didn't get along that great. I felt like he stole my joy. I don't know what was wrong with me. And so I went on my wedding day, and none of those butterflies and excitement. I'd go to my bridal showers and none of that. It was just like this emptiness to me. It's like, why don't I have that in me? I don't like this. I want to have butterflies and so excited. But we discussed that divorce would never be in our vocabulary. So we got married, and the first 20 years were rough because I was still critical. So now that I've been married almost 44 years,
what the fuck?
I can tell you women that love is not an emotion. That is a really shaky, unstable ground to build.
Wait, whoa, that's with the reverse, Whoa. So she didn't even like the guy. She didn't have butterflies. She didn't feel no emotions or nothing. So it seemed like it was just strictly a business decision. And she's still with this guy 44 years later. He must be the best beta male provider ever. That's all I gotta say, because that doesn't even make sense.
Marriage upon. So anyway, women, remember, just because you maybe lost the butterflies and the emotions and the feelings for your husband, that's not love. Well, I'm going to be going to church soon, and I will learn in silence with all submission.
Okay, so
Shit,
I
good on her.
listen to this, and I don't hear anything that's innately wrong, right? We don't want divorce. Divorce is bad for children. Most men or most women cannot marry men that they're attracted to. There are just not enough to go around. When we look at who women select for sex, there are simply not enough. So the question is to men, would you be happy with this kind of marriage? Some men may say yes. Some men
That's
may...
just crazy to me, bro. And then some will say no, right? But that is just so crazy to me, bro. Like, most people that are married, the women wish they were with someone else. That's insane. It's a cold world we live in. All right, let's check out these comments. I know they crack a lacking. Pretty much. Women want Disney, but men understand life is Resident Evil. 100%, bro. It's a cold world we live in, for real. And I feel like men come to that conclusion really early in life that, like, yeah, life's fucked up. I mean, I gotta stop cussing so much, but life is messed up, man. Change the USA laws, get rid of alimony, no losing half your 401k, limit child support. Maybe you can help this issue. 100%. Modern women view the invisible man providing stability as boring, while gravitating towards the alpha Chad and Tyrones that temporarily, keyword temporarily, give them some excitement and then exit the scene. Invisible men cope with it, and most succeed in their life by remaining single. Then the modern women react poorly to men just leaving them alone. I'd rather keep my house. Yeah, I mean, I guess us invisible men, it's really not that technical invisible men. I mean, I don't really know if that theory is technically true, but it sounds good to me. It's kind of a blessing because, I mean, we don't have to worry about all this bullshit. So, and at the end of the day, you're probably going to be let's be real, guys, like, you're going to be your best version of yourself, for at least for most guys, especially with the type of women that are in the world today. You're going to be the best version of yourself definitely when you're single than as opposed to you being in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure a relationship that there's a lot of bandwidth that goes into that shit. But it's your boy DD signing off, man. I will get with you guys on the next one. And like and subscribe if you're new. And yeah. Later.